Hello, everybody. It's really nice to see you all here. So many. I was expecting about 2 persons, but because there's mainly IT and security conference, but internal audit is something a little bit not so connected. Although it's a very important part of the organization. I hope you all have a coffee. And did you know that actually the coffee bean have 2 layers, and one of the layers is caffeine, and another one is I wrote it theobromine. So the first layer makes you feel really great, gives you energy, so you feel like running with the big eyes. But the second one, it starts to work after 20-25 minutes, and it have opposite direction, so you get sleepy. So I'll try to make my presentation not so energetic maybe for the first minutes, but the last part would be I hope you all have fun and not get sleep. So do we have any internal auditors here? All right, 2. Internal or external? Internal. Oh, that's great. So you might help me, and you know the topic, so very good and refreshed to you will be. So let's start. What do you know or what do you think about internal audit? So what do you think? What is actually real internal auditor? Is it these guys, like police guys, who arrest management and throw them out? Internal auditors might think that they are kind of special agents in the company who makes all the business, and the partners, they might think that we do the monkey job. So this short time I will spend to introduce what is internal auditing and a little bit of history, so you get the understanding and more of that. And then at the end you might decide on your own which of that part is the real internal auditing. A little bit of history. So historians have traced that the roots of internal auditing many centuries before Christ. And basically when the markets start to grow, when the people start to trade, they start to check, hey, they gave me some money. What did they give me? I need to check that. So this is kind of some sort of internal auditing, because you can call it like checking, controlling, but more and more it will be internal auditing. In the 19th and 20th centuries, the corporate business started to expand dramatically, and the companies start to grow. They became not only national but international. They start to make divisions, start to locate their business headquarters in the United States, some divisions in Africa, India, China, and the span of control of management, it has slightly decreased, or let's say they couldn't control everything, so they need one control mechanism who would give them very objective and correct information what's happening really in organizations. In 1941, the guy called Victor Brink has authored the first major book of internal auditing. It called Modern Auditing. There are many now versions and revisions of that book, but you can take a look on that. At the same time, Mr. Tungsten and Milne have served different companies, but they had the same opinion that they need to form some organization which would be the global voice for internal auditing, which would help to improve internal auditing around the world, which would tell people what is internal audit, how it's important, which would educate internal auditors. So they have made a organization called the Institute of Internal Auditors, and they all start 3 together: Brinks, Turnson, and also Milne. And as you can see here, so the membership grew very fast, and it was 24 members in the beginning, in 104 by end of the first year. It has started in New York in United States, so most of the members were from New York, and then it has expanded more and more, and then start to expand outside the United States. Now we have about 185,000 members around the world, and we have approximately was it 190 different institutes and chapters around the world. So Latvia, Estonia, all Baltics. I think Europe was the place where the most of the institutes are. But of course, emerging countries like Africa, India, they have much less of this in their countries. So you see that this everything. They were so enthusiastic about their work, and they did it on voluntary basis, and it's really interesting and great that how to see how they expanded the internal audit profession. Here you can see a bit of statistics, how many and where we have members. So in Europe we have almost 50,000, and you can see that in Africa the change is the highest, because their countries, the management in their countries, the government in the country, they start to realize that internal audit is important for the organization, it's important for their businesses, it's important for the transparency and controls. Additionally to the advocacy of the profession, Internal Audit Institute is also taking the lead to educate their members, and they have established a set of certificates which are international and which are recognized internationally. So they are very important part of the internal audit career, and the biggest and the base for all certificates is this called CIA. It's Certified Internal Auditor. As you can see, it has the biggest share. It's 140,000 of IA members have completed the course, and there are below there are also other certificates: certified in risk management and insurance, certified in control self-assessment, certified in finance self-assessment, government accountant, and here is the quite new but very important certificate is qualified in internal audit leadership. So this is all those certificates, they are very good, but you know, when you achieve certain of level of management in internal audit, you want to get more. And what to get more, because there are nothing more. So they have developed, IAA developed this certificate to specifically designed to managers of internal audit departments. Additionally, also Institute of Internal Auditors are making a lot of surveys around the world. They are completing them. They're asking for the management, for all the stakeholders, management, auditors, third-party partners, executive committee, different kind of questions, and to understand what's happening in the profession, what are the expectations, what is changing. And there are a lot of published materials are available online. So this one is the latest one. It will be available in November. And it will, I might know the results. So there is expectation from internal audit more and more, which is the trend for in all of the surveys. This year is actually a very important year. We have 75 years of anniversary. So if you remember, I told that in 1941 the institute was established. So you can see there is a web page you can open that there are a lot of different graphics, so you can easily see and understand how the institute was developing. Speaking about Latvia, we've been established in 1999. And yesterday we had a birthday, 17th. Thank you for congratulations. So we have approximately 200 members. We try to increase them, and I think this capacity has been held for a bit for many years. So we're searching for new things, how to increase our membership portfolio. So far there have been 6 chairs of the board have changed, and the institute is working based only on voluntarism. So I'm here, I'm run away from my job to speak here for you, and then we organize conferences, we organize courses in different parts of this. Everything is on voluntarism, and we're not getting paid. We are enthusiastic about our profession. We have different education activities, courses, seminars. We have monthly team discussions about the professions, not only about the internal audit, but also about risks, compliance, IT security, data analytics. So all this you can find in our homepage, and discussions are available for free. But courses, seminars, they are paid, so you can check. We have one interesting course in November, Lean Six Sigma. It's about economically and efficiently managing your work. So very interesting. We have only 3 places left. And we have also conference annually, making like not as big like this, but I hope we will grow, because this month we had last week we had around 130 participants, which is great. So the main faces are here. Richard Chambers is the president and CEO of the Global IIA, and he has been, I think, since 2009. Angela Widzany is the chair of Global IIA. She has been appointed for 1 year. They have a process that they are changing the chairs of the board every year. So there is a new face every year. And there is my face. I'm president of IIA Latvia for about 3 or 4 years already. And here we are all together in celebrating the birthday in New York. So, in a nutshell, what is the internal auditor? Internal auditing is the professional department who is performing and assessing the business culture, the systems, processes, and provides assurance to management about all those part of the business, ensures that controls are in place, ensures that risk management is in place. This is everything what is done by internal auditors. And you would ask that, hey, we have controller in an organization. They can do it. Of course, they can do it. We have management. It's their responsibility, of course. So I will shortly explain you those 3 lines of defense. And the topic for this conference, for this class, or lecture, was the 3rd line of defense. And you will see why I named it the way. So the first line of defense. This is, by the way, not any official, let's say, worldwide standard ISO definition of company or organization defense. This is the only position of IAA, how they see this. So under the first line of defense, there is basic management controls. Like, let's say, we have retail organizations, we have sales or returns. So there are basic control that 2 people have to do the return. We have a goods receiving and sales. So basic control that goods receiver could not sell or purchaser cannot sell. So these are the basic controls that management is defining on the very, very early stage, and this is the so-called first line of defense. The second line of defense. No, sorry, wrong way. The second line of defense is a bit already comprehensive, and it's more about let's say controlling the first line, in easy words. Yeah, in a perfect world, it would be sufficient with the first line of defense. Why do we need another 1 layer of controls? Because these guys, we trust them. Well, historically, you can see how many in this conference. You can see also how many fraud cases are there done in organizations. How many problems they're facing with. So, second line of defense is developed to ensure that first line of defense is working properly, and they are here to adjust, to support firstly with the systems, with the design of controls, with the IT, with assessing quality, doing some inspections, compliance, and they are here help in to ensure that first line of defense is working smoothly okay. So they all both report to senior management. Now here is the again question: why do we need another 1 layer of controls? That's the good question, and that's why this first picture came up, because many people don't understand why do we need a 3rd layer control. We have a controller here, right? Finance controller. Why do we need another guy who controls this guy to check how they are doing this one? The major difference between second and third layer, not layer but layer, is the independence and objectivity. Here you can see that second line and first line, they report straight to senior management. And if there are some problems with the senior management, the audit committee, the governing body like the boards, they don't see it because everything has been what's been wrong here being corrected here, and you can get false information up there. While internal audit, its main unique position in the organization is that it reports directly to audit committee and of course senior management. But reporting to audit committee is something that makes the internal audit independent, and independence here in this case is very important to have to ensure that company works absolutely transparently. And of course, internal audit assess this layer, they assess this layer, and then at the end they are generating the common report, which is reported to the audit committee and senior management. One of the main things the people might not understand about internal audit, they think that internal audit here to punish, well, let's say finance and controller doesn't have proper financial controls, fire him. The cashier make a return alone, fire her. No, it's not the way. It's actually internal audit here to help organization to achieve its objectives, and we all in the company working in the same direction to achieve company's objectives. So internal audit have you saw before, we have a lot of certification, a lot of education activities, we have a lot of networking, we have a lot of experience sharing. So this is something that the second layer and the first layer might not get. They may be good or excellent in doing business, but they don't maybe very good in having understanding of controls. They are not good in understanding what is a risk management. And internal audit is also taking not only they're not checking or auditing, they also facilitating, for example, risk management. They are facilitating and helping to understand what kind of controls where should be placed, but they should not design the control because then it would impact their objectivity and independence. And then here's the third, one more, let's say, layer of control, external audit and regulators. While external auditors and regulators are something not dependent to the organization, they are from they are from outside of the organization. And for example, this listed companies, they all should have external audits by default. Some government banks, insurance companies, they all have some specific set of regulations which can be also regulators can control and assure. So there are many layers of controls, of course, and checking. And there is our, let's say, I called it personally Holy Bible. So IAA have developed a so-called Professional Practices Framework. It's shortened IPPF, and it consists of many important things that internal auditors should follow, they should know. One of them is the most important are standards. This is the base for everything. Standards is something that every internal auditor should know, should understand, and should comply with. Of course, not all companies. I've been actually discussing with many different internal auditors. Not all of them are using the standards. That doesn't mean that they are bad in their work, but standards ensure that internal audit have objectivity, they have independence, they have professional education, and I can give you some. These are some examples of the standards. So if you know, like COBIT or something or other standards, they are look similar. Numbering and then a short explanation what should be done. So for me, this is the key elements that I wanted to show you. So independence and objectivity that I showed you. Proficiency. You know, when you get the certificate, you should maintain it. You cannot just get certificate and, let's say, die with that after 50 years. No, you should maintain it regularly. You should learn for yourself for at least 40 hours per year, and it's very important. I think in other parts or persons or employees in organizations, they are not required to learn every year for 40 hours at least. Also, external assessments should be done. external assessments of internal audit department. Do you know if anybody, okay, let's say we have external auditors of the controlling department of this second line of defense. But we also should have external assessments of the internal audit department, because internal auditors might also at some point of the course, they might take not right direction, and they might have a decrease in the quality. So that's why every 5 years there should be external quality assessments. You can read them offline if you are interested. When you go back home, it's very interesting. So to summarize, sometimes it's quite hard for internal auditors to understand what the stakeholders want, what they need from us, because we have quite many stakeholders. We have audit committee, we have a management, we have the board, we have a CEO, and everybody have their own. We have also strategy, and everybody they own have own feeling. What do we want? What we would like? What they would like us to do? But of course, if we speak about independence, internal auditors should decide by themselves, based on the risk assurance, based on their knowledge, what they should be audited in the company. It's also, when you're doing the audit, it's hard sometimes to explain person like, you need control here, and they don't understand why they need control there, because they are not educated sufficiently enough to understand. So this is our one of the tasks to explain persons why do you need the control here. This is also something that the internal auditor might be accused that you are auditing wrong things. You should do audit there and here. Yes, I agree that the internal audit should need to address things that really matters, and they should not audit things that really doesn't make any added value to the company. And we have to be professionals in our work. We cannot issue a report saying that, oh, I see that the management lies to me because he was like doing like this, and then get fired. No, you have to collect sufficient evidence to write that management is making some wrongdoing. And the most important, that employees should not be scared of us. They should not hide from us based on, like, when they see that internal audit comes in the house, they run away. Of course, nobody should hide some weaknesses from us, because we all commonly work to achieve the same in the organizations. And the things, they should not come proper to when the audit comes, because we have quite much time in our career faced with situation that, let's say, when you come to the organizations, like suddenly all the papers on the agreements are signed, but when you see the signature, okay, the signature was yesterday, but the agreement is in force like 10 years ago. So this is something to avoid, and we should address the right things that really matters to organization. And this is something that Internal Auditor Institute is doing. It's ensuring that our members get sufficient education. Guys, you can come here. I have started 20 minutes ago, so you have missed my presentation already. Okay, so you can visit us in this homepage and find all the necessary information that you want. By end of these presentations, I have one interesting thing. I have 3 invitations to the event in the evening. Is anybody interested in those invitations? Then I have they all okay. Then I will not give it for free. I will give it only for for those guys who were listening to me carefully. So, in which year was Internal Auditor Institute established? Not in Latvia, but in the United States. Yes. Yes, that's correct. So you get 3 invitations. Да. So yeah, to the after party in the evening. All right. Hopefully you get some insight. Do you have any questions to me that you could want to ask? Yes.
As I get, internal auditors is most for mid-size or big enterprise companies. What about small companies, startups, stuff like that?
That's a very good question. Yep, it's this question is there around quite many times, and I think the most important is to understand first to do the risk management and to understand how risky for the company is to lose the profit, to lose the business if you will face with some wrongdoing from employees, and of course when you understand that, then you can based on this let's say benefit versus profit make a decision. So how it's important to keep internal audit organization 1, 2, 5 employees. If you have like 5 programmers, it's not okay to have five auditors in an organization. I think it's the management should decide, the most important shareholders, or they should decide whether to have it or not. Yes. No more questions. Okay, I'm available at the homepage. You can find my contacts there and call me or write me if you have any questions. Thank you very much for your patience. I hope you didn't get sleep.
Thank you very much.